Now back to Outdoors with Larry Ray on ESPN 790. Brought to you proudly by the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency, Gaston's White River Resort, and Barton Power Sports.
Hey, good Saturday morning. Welcome back to Outdoors with Larry Ray here on ESPN 790 in Memphis, Tennessee. We close out today's show with a special guest. It'll be in the Memphis area coming up a week from tonight.
And you know what?
Yeah.
It speaks a little bit of one of my favorite subjects, food.
Well, yeah, we're going to talk food, but we're also going to talk about what this gentleman's going to talk about, because amazing story. If you have a chance to learn a whole lot about the Big Oak Ranch, and you can go to bigoak.org, but we're privileged to have on Outdoors with Larry Ray John Croyle, and John will be at Kirby Woods Baptist Church next Saturday night at 6 o'clock. Good morning, John.
Oh, good morning to you guys. Saturday morning, 7:15. Man, y'all are serious.
Oh, we are serious,
yes,
buddy.
Are.
We've been doing this 14 years. We get real serious here, and we save the last segment for special people. And I know, John, we could talk in so many different areas, but give our folks here in Memphis a little preview of what you might be talking about at Kirby Woods next Saturday night.
I tell you what, the wild game dinners, I've done quite a few of them, and it's just normally just a bunch of guys that love outdoors and love hunting. And sometimes, I've eaten wild yak. I've eaten, tortoise. I mean, I've eaten a lot of stuff. But the point being is, obviously, feed a guy with his stomach full, then maybe he may listen. And really, we've been doing what we do, which is a place called Big Oak Ranch, and we've raised 2,000 children.
Yes.
And our first kid is 59.
That's amazing.
And we've been doing this for 41 years. And really, all I do is just say, guys, we've all screwed up. There's people listening to you and me right now on this Saturday morning that have really screwed their lives up.
Mm-hmm.
We've all messed up.
Yeah, we have.
But you got to find a way to get home. And getting home is a lot easier than you think. Most guys make it a lot more difficult than it really is. And so we just say, look, realize what you're doing wrong, be willing to change. And that's pretty much it. And then we just say, here's how you do it, but there's a problem. Your family's counting on you.
Yeah.
Your wife, your sons, your daughters, they're counting on you. So we've all just got to step up and be the man that, God intended us to be. And what's the problem is we're raising a generation of wusses. We're raising a generation of boys that don't know what a real man looks like.
Yeah.
And we've been doing this obviously for 40 years, and we take our boys hunting, we take them fishing, we take our girls hunting, we take our girls fishing, because we want them outdoors. Gets rid of all the chaff. Yes. I mean, it just you're left with what's real. And we love doing stuff like this and meeting guys that have a common goal. But our goal is to say, go home, be the man you're supposed to be.
Yeah. And I know we're talking to John Croyle of Springfield, Alabama, in the Big Oak Ranch. But John, also you got a little background in football. Let's admit it. Okay, you played for Bear Bryant, All-American defensive end, 1974, the national championship, if I'm not mistaken. And then you were at a crossroads in your career. Didn't know what you wanted to do, but did not go to pro football.
Yeah, I went to see Coach Bryant, and I said, Coach Bryant, I'd like to get the money from pro football and build this home for children. And he looked at me, didn't hesitate. He said, do not play pro ball unless you're willing to marry it. He said, go build that ranch you've been talking about. I walked out of his office, and I never looked back. And then we were so blessed. Our son played quarterback at Alabama
Brody.
10 years ago, and then he was drafted to Kansas City Chiefs. He played 5 years in the NFL.
Yeah.
And so he is now retired.
Yeah.
And has come back, and he and my daughter, they run the ranch, and they are a whole lot better than I ever thought about being. So for 40 years we did it. Now our son and daughter have guaranteed the kids another 40 years, and it's really awesome. NFL was nothing but a training ground getting him ready to be in charge.
Well, that's pretty amazing. And also, if I'm not mistaken, tell how you got this ranch, because I know some people came forward with money, including I heard the story that John Hanna actually gave you his $30,000 signing bonus. Is that true?
That is a correct statement. Matter of fact, we have a golf tournament the end of September, and John is one of our celebrities. He's been supporting us for 40 years, and he was the original guy, and he said, I'm going up to New England tomorrow. I'll give you my bonus. And at that time, in 74, his bonus was 30.
Wow.
And he wrote a check to the ranch, and that's how we purchased the property there at Big Oak Boys Ranch in Gadsden.
And you had 4 boys that you opened your door with, right?
Yeah, I had 5 boys.
5 boys. That
Me
you
and 5 boys. That first Christmas, I didn't have any money, but it was really kind of cool because I gave every boy a $20 bill. And one of them called me, a few years ago and said, by the way, can I tell you something? I said, what? He said, that $20 meant more than anything I've ever gotten. I said, why? He said, because we knew that was all you had.
Wow.
And so those kind of memories over 40 years have just, I'm just doing what I was built to do. I couldn't run a radio show, and I couldn't do what y'all do, but you give me some little boy, 12 years old, that's been beat to a pulp by an abusive father, I can just assure that little boy, said, as long as I breathe, buddy, ain't nobody going to do this to you again. You belong to me now. And we've done that to, 2,000 children. And our youngest child right now is 5.
Is 5 years old.
Wow.
How many kids do you have now at your 2 ranches? You got a boy?
167 children live with us, and we have 17 in college.
That's just amazing. So it's funded by John. Explain that. I mean,
we do not take federal or state or government money of any type. We don't even want their cheese. Because we just, God is a real good development director.
Yeah.
And all the bills are paid. We owe no man any money. We operate debt free. And that way no one will ever touch the children. And if the economy blows up and everything goes south, we'll move in the gym and we'll survive.
And you have a school now.
Wow, that's so awesome.
You have a school now, right?
Yeah, we have a school we were given for $1.
$1.
And it started with 169 children, and now we have 670,
Man.
and 140 of those are our kids.
Wow.
And the other ones pay a tuition to go to our school, and if we don't like them, we kick them out. It's really, really a good school.
Well, folks, I had a chance, and John probably doesn't know this. I'm middle-aged for a 144-year-old man. I can tell you that. So that gives you a chance. The 2-Minute Drill to Manhood, John, was a wonderful book you did.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, folks, I don't know when that came out, but I have it in my library. I guess it's still available, isn't it, John? I mean,
right. If somebody wanted to go to bigoak.org,
yes,
just send it. Just email us or whatever, and we'll autograph it and send it back to them. And the follow-up to that was Raising a Princess.
Yeah, I was going to get you that because your daughter Ranger, right?
Reagan.
Reagan. Excuse me. Reagan was a basketball player at Alabama and a homecoming queen.
Right.
You and your wife did pretty good.
My wife, she's an Auburn graduate, and she just wears me out all the time.
Are you serious?
Just killing me.
You're married to an Auburn graduate? I didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, Brody told somebody the other day, he said, my dad's afraid of only one person. He said, that's my mama.
But now you say you're old school. Is that right?
I am pure old school, yes.
So how do you relate to what's happening in college ball and things going on now, John? I have to ask you. It's been a long time, but today's college ball and what Brody had to go through and things like that, it's a little bit different, isn't it?
Oh, it's so much different, and there's so many distractions and so many things. But, it still boils down to leadership.
It does, yes.
I don't care what school you're at. And just this past week, I saw a video clip of 2 high school players that when they snapped the ball, they went and speared the umpire in the back.
Yeah,
you saw that?
I saw it. Yeah.
I'm not mad at kids. I think the coach should be fired.
Okay, all right, because he's in charge.
Those players. Let me back up. If you are afraid of your head coach and you respect your head coach, then you're going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't respect him, then you're not going to do the right thing.
Yeah.
And once again, that sounds to me like I'm anti-head coach. I am not. But leadership is leadership is leadership. And leadership has 2 characteristics. It knows exactly where it's going, and it's able to persuade people to go with them. And obviously these 2 boys didn't want to go with him.
Well, you played under Bear Bryant, and I had the privilege. I could go
there wasn't any question about who was going to be in charge, and there was no question about where we were going.
No, there was not. And he's a long way from I'm from Arkansas. I know where Morro Bottoms is.
Right.
Anybody that comes out of that is an amazing guy. John, we appreciate you spending this time on a Saturday morning. Folks, again, That is next Saturday night at 6 o'clock at Kirby Woods Baptist Church. Easy to find out on Poplar, right there next Poplar and Massey. Great facility. Skip Brewer is the recreation man there. I'm going to try to be out there. $10 tickets. I guarantee you that you will come out of there. I've heard John before, and as I said, I've read his book, The 2-Minute Drill for Man. But go to bigoak.org for more information. John, we look forward to seeing you out at Kirby Woods, and God bless you, man, for what you do and what you stand for, okay?
Thank you very much, and we're just all tools in God's toolbox, so that's how it works. Thank you, here.
Thank you, John. All right, John Croyle. Pretty cool guy.
That was cool. Very cool. And, the outlook on life that he has is so good.
Helping kids who don't have a chance.
Well, and the other part of it is the way that he does it is unique.
Yeah.
In the fact that he doesn't have his hand out for donations and everything else through any government agencies,
you
like
heard
he
him.
said.
Yeah.
Which means that he can run that organization as he sees fit and as the directors see fit for the betterment of all of those kids that are involved.
You think he's
absolutely?
Think he's got opinions? I mean,
and he's got a great opinion.
Yeah, he does. All right, Ron Wong, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Always a great guest. Greg Ratliff, thank you. We'll have next week's show. Will be Frank Barton will be in studio as our co-host. We're going to talk to Stephen Browning. I know Ron's not here next week, but Stephen's going to talk about his new relationship to Plano, and we love the folks at Plano. We're going to talk to Menfee and John Berry about fly fishing on the North Fork of the White.
And it's got to be good.
Yeah, and the White River, and that's next week on Outdoors with Larry Ray. Let's get out of here and remind you, as I always do, it doesn't cost an extra cent to be a good sport, and God bless the USA.
You can find out all about it on Outdoors with Larry.